Why did Hillary Clinton win so big on Tuesday? After she lost Michigan, everybody thought Bernie Sanders was going to do pretty well. He guaranteed they would win Ohio. They didn't win Ohio. They didn't win Illinois. They didn't even win anywhere on Tuesday. Is this because Democrats are so scared of Donald Trump that they are now saying, well, we got to get behind the most likely?
I have a hunch that's really a big piece of it, and interest in pragmatism of who can win in the long run. I was recently in Minnesota, which did go for Sanders, with a bunch of college kids who were totally for Sanders. But then they said to me, we're for him, but we don't know if he can win. We're worried, but we like what he says. And I think that pragmatism is really taking hold of it.
And yet in polls,
I think the 2 points related, although I must say I just was reading in the clips you gave me, Sanders minimizing Hillary Clinton's wins in Missouri and Illinois because they were so narrow, but they were about the same margin, or the Illinois one was, as his win in Michigan. So there was a little Hillary tracking back there because that margin became much more significant. But here I think is the thing. Bernie Sanders complained early on about being ignored, but he benefited from that. That is, look, he escaped until recently any serious scrutiny of his record. He successfully ran as an outsider despite having been in Congress for 25 years. That's a great feat. I think what happened was you had a whole bunch of liberal economists put out an analysis of some of his programs, which was very critical, and I think accurately so. I think what happened was, as he gets more scrutiny, he gets hurt. Not because he's particularly vulnerable, but because up until recently, he was immune from the kind of scrutiny that every other candidate was getting. And I think now that the scrutiny is there, the New York Times editorializing critically, these economists doing that, that's also a part of that focus on his record.
can I read you what Hillary said this week? They got a lot of criticism from both sides. She said, we're going to put a lot of coal miners and coal companies out of business. I don't think she was saying it like, oh, goody. She was saying this is the world we live in. Let's not put our stock in Blockbuster when we live in a streaming era.
Wise move.
She has a $30 billion plan to take coal communities and transform them into clean energy communities. You would think but this is the problem with our politics. She should be popular for this, and she's public enemy number one, because people want to stick with the worst job ever